Today's class is about color vision and also about color blindness, and I am your coach Dr. Mudassir, who is going to teach you about this. We appreciate the beautiful colors in the nature with the beautiful eyes what we have got. We see them and we appreciate. How do we appreciate? In today's class we will be seeing. But appreciation of color lies or has an utmost importance in certain professions like pilots, drivers and also surgeons, where they have to see appropriate signals and act accordingly while they are driving or doing certain procedures in their surgeries. By definition, color vision is ability to distinguish among various wavelengths of light waves and to perceive the differences as differences in hue. So I repeat, it is the ability to distinguish among various wavelengths of light waves and to perceive the differences as differences in hue. Now, introducing another term called as hue, I will be going to the attributes of color or the components of color. Color has got three attributes: hue, value and intensity. Hue is the name of the color, like red, blue, green. These are the names of the colors. Basically they are hue of the color: red hue, blue hue, green hue. And then the value, that is how much amount of lightness or darkness is there, and then the intensity, or how much bright or dull the color is. Next, now the color or light we see is a electromagnetic wave which is having spectrum of different waves, but we are mainly concerned with visual spectrum, which is a very narrow spectrum ranging from 400 nanometers to 750 nanometers. The colors what we see are basically result of admixing of different proportions of three primary colors, that is the red, the blue and the green. Now by definition, what are these primary colors? These primary colors are the basic colors that can be mixed to produce other colors which can be appreciated as a color. Now these three primary colors are red, green and blue, with their frequency ranging from for red it is 723 to 647, for green it is 575 to 492, and blue it is 492 to 450 nanometers. So these are the wavelengths of different primary colors. So the admixture of these three primary colors gives us the color vision or the different colors what we appreciate in the nature. Another conflicting point about the color is the complementary color. The complementary color are pairs of colors when admixed produces a white color or gray color. These complementary pairs, for example, are yellow and purple. When yellow and purple are mixed, it produces white color. Red and green, when it mixed, it produces the shade of the gray. Blue and orange, it produces a shade of white or gray. So till now I have taught you about the definition of the color, attributes of the color, visual spectrum, and what are primary colors and complementary colors. Now beyond this we'll be going to what is color vision or how do we perceive. The perception of color vision is function of cones and thus better appreciated in photopic vision. Now what is photopic vision? The vision what we see in bright light is called as photopic vision, and vision in the dark is called as scotopic vision, what we see in the darkness. Now these cones, basically they contain a pigment which is called as cone pigment, which consists of level 11 cis retinal and an opsin part. This 11 cis retinal is very similar to rhodopsin. The basic principles of photochemistry of rhodopsin can be applied here, in which when the light falls, the cis retinal is bleached and it produces a signal. Now the different cones, the three different type of cones, they contain three different types of pigments which are bleached by light of different wavelengths. And how we perceive these colors, to explain this, how we perceive different colors, there are two theories proposed. One is trichromatic theory and opponent color theory. Now trichromatic theory is based on the fact that The cones contain three different types of pigments which are maximally sensitive to one of the three primary color wavelengths. Now what this theory postulates is there exists three kinds of cones, each contain different pigment and maximally sensitive to one of the three primary color wavelengths, that is red, green and blue. According to their sensitivity, these cones are classified into L type, N type and S type. L type means long wavelength type of cone which is responsive to red color. M type is maximally sensitive to middle wavelength frequency which is green color, and then S type is maximally responsive to short wavelength which is blue in color. Another component of this theory proposed is the sensation of given color is determined by relative frequency of impulses generated from each cone. Whatever sensation of color we see is relative frequency of impulses generated. For example, if we are seeing not the red color but a pink color, if we are seeing a red color, maximum frequency of impulses are generated in the cone. If we are seeing pink, the frequency falls down. Similarly, if we are seeing a leaf which is dark green in color, we will see that maximum frequency of impulses are generated in the cones of green color cone or M type cone. If we are seeing pista green, then the frequency of impulses generated falls down. Similarly, if we are seeing the dark blue, maximum intensity, whereas light blue, the intensity falls. So the frequency of impulses reduces. You can see here there are certain peaks which are shown at blue, green and red. When we go on the either sides of the spectrum, the frequency generated falls. Now these curves, the parabolic curves, represent the frequency of impulses generated. As we go on the shorter wavelength, the frequency is reducing, and also a frequency of impulses generated is reducing, and also when we are moving towards the higher wavelength range, then also the frequency of impulses generated is reducing. Similar thing is happening with green cones and the red cones or L type of cones. So that is about trichromatic theory, which also explains the existence of color blindness, which I will be speaking in the subsequent part of my class. Next theory is opponent color theory. Now opponent color theory is based on observation in ganglion cells in which pairs of colors seem to activate opposing neural processes. Example, the red and the green, white and black, yellow and blue. Now in this graphic you can see this ganglion cell has got center surround antagonism, in which red color, when it falls on the center, only then it stimulates. If green color falls, it is inhibited or not stimulated. Similarly, in the green center ganglion cells, when green color falls in the center of the field of ganglion cell, it is activated, whereas if red color falls, it is deactivated or inhibited. Okay, so that is about opponent color theory, but it fails to explain the existence of color blindness, phenomena like color blindness. To overcome this, a dual process theory was proposed, which states that the trichromatic theory is applicable for cones, or when the processing of color information is occurring, the trichromatic theory is applicable for the cones, and when the light process goes beyond cones and it goes to ganglion cells, opponent process or opponent color theory is applicable there. So both the theories are applicable. This theory is called as dual process theory, which states that in retina there is trichromatic stage, whereas in ganglion cells there is opponent color stage. How the color impulses are transmitted, let us see. So till now we have learned about how the color processing occurs, or what are the various theories of how color processing occurs in the retina. Beyond retina, how the color vision processing occurs and how the impulses are transmitted to the brain, let us see. First, the color impulse strike the retina. They produce a local potential which is transmitted to bipolar cells. At the level of retina, trichromatic theory is applicable. Then the impulse passes to bipolar cells. Then they activate ganglion cells where opponent color theory is applicable. After that, the impulses accordingly improve with improved contrast at the level of ganglion cells. They relate to parvocellular cells of lateral geniculate body. The white and black colors, they relate to magnocellular cells of lateral geniculate body. From lateral geniculate body, they relate to 4C layer, the deepest layer of primary visual cortex, on the clusters of neurons called as color blobs. These color blobs, they contain special enzymes which convert the nerve impulses into special signals. These signals, they project to visual cortex 8 where the color inputs are converted into sensation of the color. That is how the transmission of color occurs. So till now we have learnt about the definition of color, that is appreciation of different wavelengths as differences in hue, and also the different attributes of the color, that is hue, the variation, intensity, and then visual spectrum, what are primary colors, complementary colors, and then photochemistry of the color and different theories of color vision, and then how the color signals are transmitted. Now, if the color signals are not being transmitted, it results in color blindness. This color blindness will occur due to absence of one of the pigments. So by definition, color blindness is insensitivity to color or inability on the part of individual to recognize the color. Now, this color blindness, the main cause or pathophysiology behind it is lack of one of the pigment. Now, the pigments for colors, they are produced by genes located on X chromosome. As the genes for color pigments are located on X chromosomes, this color blindness inheritance shows sex-linked recessive abnormality or sex-linked abnormality, recessive anomaly in inheritance, which means that females act as a carrier whereas males are the sufferers. And accordingly, you can see its incidence is about 8% in males and 0.4% in females. Now, certain definitions related to color blindness. We as healthcare professionals, we should know. So, the individuals with normal colors vision, normal humans with normal color vision are called as trichromat, which possess 3 types of cones. Individuals with only 2 types of cone systems are called as dichromats. Now, how these dichromats see? They see as shades of mixture of 2 color systems, true primary color systems. Monochromats are the individuals who possess only 1 type of cone system. Now, these monochromats, they see the spectrum of or see the colorful images as intensity of only 1 or shades of only 1 color, whatever color they possess. Based on the cone system individual lack, again the color blindness is classified into protanopia, deuteranopia, and tritanopia. Protanopia are the individuals who are blind for red color. They lack 4,5-rhopsin pigment. Deuteranopes are blind for green. They lack iodopsin pigment. Tritanopes are blind to blue in color. They lack cyanopsin pigment. So that's all, folks, about color blindness. So trichromats are the individual who possess all the 3 pigments. Dichromats are individual who have only 2 pigments, 2 pigment systems. Monochromats have only 1 pigment system. Monochromats see the colorful world as shades of that one particular cone system, whatever they possess. Dichromats see the shades of mixture of 2 primary components, what they possess. And trichromats, by God's grace, they see or they have normal color vision. Now, till now you might have understood why it is so important to diagnose a person if a person is suffering from color blindness. Now just imagine a driver or a pilot, if he has got these color blindness problem of color blindness. One more important thing, this is how a normal individual see a green cap, yellow t-shirt and a red shoes, whereas a colorblind individual sees the green cap as shade of yellow, who is possessing only one yellow pigment, and also red shoes as shade of yellow. So now you might have understood the problem of color blindness. Now if individuals who are doing or performing certain important professions like driving, doing surgery, these people require utmost precision in color vision to appropriately appreciate the color signals what are given as a traffic signals and act accordingly. Otherwise they will be putting the life of several individuals into danger, particularly the drivers or pilots. To diagnose color blindness, we perform tests for color vision. Tests for color vision are mainly three. Number one is Ishihara chart. Now Ishihara chart, it mainly consists of lithographic plates in which numerals or pathways are drawn in the form of color spots against a background of spots of different colors and sizes, and the subject is asked to read or trace them. In this graphic you can see, now this lithographic plate has got dots or color spots of different sizes and different colors or different shades in the background, and in the center you can see there is a number formed by color spots of different shade or opposite shade or complementary shade. So this is how lithographic plates designed, in which we ask the subject to read this number or trace this number in this lithographic plate. If he is able to trace this number, he is having normal vision. All the primary colors and different colors we ask the subject to trace in Ishihara charts. Another test for color vision is Eldridge green lantern. Now as the name suggests, it consists of a lantern in which the color or light is shown through different colored glass pieces fixed on a rotating disc, and subject is asked to name the color. Now this is the lantern with a bulb inside it, and in front of it there is a disc which is having glass pieces of different shades or different colors. We rotate this glass pieces over the shining light, and see the color and ask the subject to name the color, and accordingly we diagnose whether he is having normal color vision or any kind of color blindness. Last but not the least is Holmgren's wool matching test. The subject is asked to perform a series of color matching from a collection of wool of different colors. We ask the subject to pick a particular color from the set of color wools. Here you can see different color wools are there in this box. We ask the subject, for example, if we want to test the shades of red, we ask them to pick up red, pink, peach color wool from this set of wool matching set. That's about Holmgren's wool matching test. Now to summarize, till now we have learned the definition of color vision, which states that ability to differentiate the different wavelength as differences of different hue, and then attributes of the color, that is hue, the intensity and the variation, and then visual spectrum we have learned. Then we have learned about three primary colors, that is blue, green and red, and then we have also learned about complementary colors, and also we have learned how or what are the different theories proposed for color vision, how the color vision is transmitted from the retina to the visual cortex. There are basically three color vision theories. Number one theory is trichromatic theory, number two theory is opponent color theory, and presently applicable or widely used is dual process theory. And then we have learned how the color signals they transmit from retina to the visual cortex. Then we have learned about the different types of color blindness and what is the basic cause behind it. And then we have learned the different tests to diagnose color blindness. That's all. If you have any doubts, we'll have it in Q&A session. Thank you.